All right. Hello, everybody. Um, Welcome to this particular live I'm doing today. I decided that I had a previous call that was supposed to be at a certain time today, but it was canceled for another day. So I decided since I have a little time to show you some brief equipment that I am using for um using for my live. So I am a beginner. I am no expert. I do not have the all answers. I've been working on this probably for the last 3 weeks, probably month. So yesterday I purchased a AKG P120 condenser mic. And so I'm using that currently, but I kind of think that I'm going to go back to probably XLR simply because I think it XLR works better when I am using my phone, I'm using my keyboard, or I'm doing something else. The condenser mic, however, it picks up everything. I mean, it picks up everything. And so what I think my dilemma is that as much as I like the condenser mic and I can sit back and I don't necessarily have to really yell or be in the mic sometimes like you do the XLR, but I do think that the XLR is a much better fit. Not only that, today I am platforming this on my personal page, my Crowder Speaks page, and also my YouTube page. So this is the first time that I am using, and I'm using StreamYard. If you can tell, or left, I have the logo to my right could be your left, and also, if you look at the bottom, I have my name, and then I have my banner. So StreamYard is really, I really like StreamYard. I really like this platform. It allows me to do a lot more. It allows me to look a little bit more professional, and it allows me to do a lot. So I like this platform. So I'm going to turn the camera around because I'm going to share my other camera, and I'm going to share my workstation. So, as those that can see, I have quite a bit of things on my workstation that helps me do my lives. One of the great things is you need to really get a good, comfortable chair. And so I had to go out and get a good, comfortable chair. One of the other things that I think that you would need, and probably I need this more so, but not necessarily on lives, is I need, of course, I have these fluid studio speakers. As you can tell, they are very good speakers. They do exactly what they're supposed to do. But mainly, these speakers will probably be used for mainly a lot of my recordings, a lot of music recordings that I'm doing. And so I don't necessarily, and it was told to me by a key person who does tracks audios, who does for churches and also video, that doing lives, you really don't need your speakers. The main thing is, if you can tell where my hand is, this is what I use currently to mix in everything that I have. It is a Yamaha MG12 XUK mixer. Now, I found out that you don't necessarily have to use anything this large, truthfully, to do mixing. But I have my keyboard, I have two mics that are coming through. I also have my phone. I actually MIDI in. I actually have two keyboards coming in. I actually have my phone. As you can tell, I have my cord, and I have my phone, which is attached to, so that in case I want to use my phone, or it is good, like let's say I'm on a live and somebody wants to call in, I can use my cell phone to plug them into the mix and it comes through. So that works out really good. If you can't see it, I have my cam link, and right now I am using my Nikon D51 or 5300 camera. It took me a while to get this fully set up simply because I had to really work on getting the firmware where it needs to be to where I can run my lives. And also, I'm using an adapter battery, not the battery that comes with the camera, but an adapter battery that allows me to plug it in and to run the camera as long as I like to run it. I use a USB hub. It is helpful, but one thing I would say is um, with the cam link, it's not as stable as I would like it. So what I'm gonna have to do is get a longer HDMI for the cam link to the camera, and I need to make that more stable so that I'll be able to move the camera around, because sometimes if I move the camera around, it then cuts off and on, and that can be definitely a big, big problem. And so that could be something that becomes an issue down the road. And of course, you need a very decent laptop. You need something, a laptop that's kind of good enough, powerful enough to be able to do what you do. Like I said, I'm using StreamYard, and right now I am streaming on my personal page. I am streaming on my Crowder Speaks Facebook page, and I'm also streaming live on YouTube. Now, I'm gonna tell you, this is like heaven, because I do not have to do three different lives and try to do everything. I can do everything on this one live. It then feeds all the information to those three streams, and it's great. Also, on StreamYard, as you can tell, well, let me. Where's my camera? I able to put up a little logo right here. If you look down at the bottom, you see right here, you see the banner. So it also allows me to put up a banner. It does make this uh, to be a legitimate looking vlog vlogging video. And so the goal is so that when I'm ready to launch, I want this platform looking as professional as possible. I do have a very good condenser mic here. I use this mainly probably for like if I'm on my phone or if I'm on the go. And so that's good for like if I'm on the go and I want to use something really professional. I can plug this into my phone, plug my headphones into my condenser mic here. It's called Blue. I got this from Best Buy, and it'll set you back about $100 some, but it is worth it because it is great. And currently, like I said, I am using the AKG P120 condenser mic. I got it a couple of days ago. The advantage of this is that I really do not have to be up on the mic. Now, again, if you're listening, put a comment in, say, listen, I can hear you. I can hear you great. Sounds great. Or you need to turn it up. It sounds muffled. I hear cracks. Your comments help me understand how to better place my settings. And the reason why I like this setup is because I can make my adjustments to on the fly. I don't have to kind of fiddle around. And so I have right next to me my USB. mixer, so I can make any adjustments. Just like I heard that crack, so then that means to me something is a little too loud. So what I'm gonna do is turn the bass down some, because I noticed with condenser mics, uh, it doesn't like a lot of bass or a lot of heavy bass. So I think it's built in to where it does kind of its own thing. I am no expert, please. Don't consider me an expert in anything of this sort. I am a beginner. And so my learning curve has been implementation and testing. Implementation and testing. Thank you, my sister. I'm going to share your comment. It says, sounds great, Pastor. Thank you. I appreciate that, Sister Liz. Sister Liz is my sister, definitely. And I appreciate you, but I'm glad you gave me feedback. It just helps me understand how I'm sounding. Your feedback is important. But in getting back to this, since I'm a beginner, a lot of people are now trying to put together their platform. I'm not saying you need to get this exact equipment. I found out that they have these Zoom interfaces that are smaller, and you may not need. Oh, see, I just knocked out. Okay, you may not need all of this space. You may not need this. And it does the same thing, so it gives you more room and more space. So I'm not saying you need this exact setup, but I am saying you're gonna need something comparable to really get to sound professional. And so, as you can tell, I've made investments into what I'm doing. I've got my, of course, you can't see, but to my right, I have my keyboards. Grace and peace to you. This is Apostle Scutchins. I appreciate you. I look forward to seeing you all in a couple of weeks, but we ain't gonna say anything about that. But I look forward to seeing you guys. But grace and peace to you. Thank you. Um, and much love to you and to the family. Hopefully, if those that are trying to, or those that would like to say, okay, how do I get set up? One of the main things really is you're going to need probably a USB hub. You're going to need a interface or a USB mixer. And to me, I prefer the mixer. I know people. I'm going to invest in getting the Zoom interface, but I consider that more for like an on the go process. So I'm on the go. I got my laptop with me. I only have but a little bit of space. I can plug in. I could go anywhere, plug in a keyboard, plug in my mic, and run everything through whatever speakers are there. I can take care of that myself. Keep my cam link with me. I didn't bring it over here, but I have my other HD, uh, something similar to the Cam Link that video users use to get, and this allows me to get 1080 HD or HP or whatever they call it. So this allows me to get a really good, clear picture. Now, I will say this: the lighting is not that great because I'm using lamps. So my next investment is to get the rings, and to make it super, super bright. So as you can tell how dull it looks. And that's not the look I want. Excuse me. That's not the look I want for a professional look. And so I'm going to say there's quite a bit of things. There's also the background that I'm going to invest in, which is your green or your black background, which allows you to use the fader to fade your video into whatever scene you want behind you. So that is kind of where I'm at. So because I'm using my condenser mic today, it sounds great. I listened to the live I did yesterday. Thank you, everyone who was able to make a comment on that yesterday, and I appreciate it. It sounds great. My issue with using the condenser again is I like to use my phone or plug in a phone call. But the issue is using the condenser mic, it picks up everything sometimes on the side. So because it's so powerful, it just interferes. I did some testing before I came on today, and I do test on Zoom. I do test Facebook Live, and I also do test on YouTube. I test it on my mobile phone. I test it in the car, and I also test with headphones. So if you're going to do this, I got some great advice from a friend of mine who does his own vlogging. He does his own video podcasting. He gave me that great advice because in order for you to know how it sounds on all platforms, you need to listen to the mobile phone with no headphones. You need to listen to your mobile device with headphones. You need to listen to it how it sounds in the car. And that also goes to your, if you're going to do your own music, if you're going to do your own recording, it's very important. I haven't gotten to the recording yet. Again, I am doing all of this because, it's my time to really set out and to do this, but it does take a lot of work. Of course, I work all day and I get off at 5 o'clock like most people do, but I don't necessarily every day want to spend a whole nother 4, 5, 6 hours on the computer. So I don't necessarily feel like doing that neither. But in order to get this process up and running, it does take some time. It takes testing, it takes equipment, it takes all of these, excuse me, all of these great things. And it takes so much more dedication to make sure that you are looking and sounding as professional as possible. Those that know me in terms of the ministry of music or music, I'm a person that believes in rehearsal. I'm a person that don't believe in 15 minutes you're going to learn a new song. I believe you're going to have to put some work in. You're going to have to put maybe an hour. You're going to have to break it down. You're going to have to really learn the lyrics, understand the music, understand the lyrics, understand what the writer was trying to convey, and then work on your parts, work on your voice, work on making sure that all three parts are great. And sometimes you don't always learn a new song and be able to sing it the next day. Sometimes you have to work on that material over and over until you get to the point where you feel like it has been perfected. So I've been working on this for the last 3 to 4 weeks, and you all have been very patient with me. You all have been very kind and, listening to the lives, giving me great feedback, giving me great advice. I've gotten some great advice. I've even got a friend who's a pastor who did, if you look at the, yeah, I got to get the, if you look at the logo here, a good friend of mine, I'm friends with on Facebook, went and created that on a mobile app within about 5 minutes. And I said, man, I said, listen, that's how God will do sometimes. I'm not that good or great at doing flyers, but if I can connect with a person who has that creative gene and that ability to do that, then that's something that we can connect and we can do business together. And, I can sow a seed into their business as they sow a seed into what I'm trying to do here. And I believe in that. I believe that God has us all connected. Our gifts are not always the same. Right now, my gift is to bring or to share how I do this so that others can see at least the beginning process. Again, I am a beginner. I am no expert, and technically, I am not really great with technical things. But when you have to do it yourself and you have to do all of the stuff yourself, you have to plug in everything, you have to run everything, you have to make sure, do all your settings and stuff. You learn. So, excuse me, I am in the learning process of doing this, but I have become better, I should say, not very better. That's incorrect English. I have become better. and much more and more understanding of settings and mix and how it should sound over the mobile devices and over um, Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram or Twitter. Right now, I have an Instagram account. I don't necessarily use it because the truth is, I would rather hire somebody being a part of my business to run that part because running Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all these things, man, that is a lot of work. And I don't really have enough time in the day to do that. So the goal is to for God or for all of us to see the vision and to be able to say, I have that skill set. How can I help you? And then what we can do is collaborate and we can talk about how I can sow that seed into your, and I'm not just talking about, oh, thank you. We're talking about some financial seed. Everything is not free. All these services that sometimes we need are not free. StreamYard, this particular platform I'm using, is not free. It costs about, I think I'm paying like $25 a month. But what I get in return for $25 a month and for StreamYard to do the work to put me on three different platforms, I wouldn't have been able to do that myself. I was using OBS, and the goal was for me to use OBS, but I had to be personally honest. I am not that good at using OBS. And when somebody recommended StreamYard to me, I haven't touched OBS in quite a long time. So, that is the setup. This is what I use to do my lives and what I do to do um, what I would like to do on my platform. So I'm going to change the camera around back to the uh, one I use so that you can see my nice, cute face and the scraggly beard. And of course, I'm wearing my hat, my anniversary hat. I turned 50 years old this year. My son bought me a hat that has the C and has my 50th anniversary or 50th year on the side of my hat. So I like to wear my hat during my live. So I'm hoping whoever's on or whoever listens to this um, really understand that it does take a lot of work to put in and to have something professional. Now, listen, if you just want to do it, look, your cell phone does exactly what you would like to do. But because I'm creating a platform and I want to do interviews, I want to do other things, I felt like I needed to be able to do this so that people can log in and listen to this in a professional manner and be able to share it without feeling maybe I shouldn't share it because it's not as professional or it's not quality. So I want it to be quality. I want it to be something that you could share with. Now, of course, my next step is I use another banner, and I'll share it with you. I have another banner that allows me to put down there, please. Oh, I don't say please, I say follow me also on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. So it allows you to put multiple banners up. My next banner is I'm going to create is to I'll put that back up. But my next banner is with Facebook, with and YouTube, how to build my analytics or how to build up my profile is you have to hit like. Like is the big issue on YouTube and also Facebook. The more likes you get, the more the I got to get my words correct. The more likes you get, the more likely you will be recognized or analyzed for a higher level a platform. And those that don't know, when you on YouTube, there are a lot of people who get millions, maybe hundreds and thousands of views and comments. They do get paid. I have, of course, I haven't reached that status yet. I'm just in the beginning stages of building this. But your like, your help, your ability to say I like or just click like gives me that opportunity to do this. I have not been able to do this long enough to generate maybe 6 to 700 viewers at a time. Of course, I'm using my personal platform. So I think the goal is to really drum up. I don't know if I want to do this every day. I see some people do it every day, and I think sometimes you lose your audience because you have to come up with something creative and outrageous every day for people to log in and stay with you on live. I'm not sure if I'm there yet. So I think what I'd like to do, even I'm doing these test phases, when I really do get the platform, I think I want to focus on that once a week or twice a week, and then break down my. If I do an hour, I break down segments and drop them on YouTube every 5 minutes, and then do titles. That's what most people do, and that's what most people do to get views. So you take an hour video, break it down for 5 minutes at a time, then you get more views versus putting the whole interview out there, and then you only get a certain amount of people because they're not going to sit for 60 minutes and watch your live. They're just not. But they will watch 4 to 5 minutes. They will watch 2 to 3 minutes. And so I'm learning all of these things as I go along. I'm learning all of these digital marketing techniques to build the live and to get everything where it needs to be. And so that's why I say your comments are very helpful. Your comments are very welcome. Say, hey, listen, and listen. If you have these gifts, these abilities, like I said, if you like doing Snapchat and all of those platforms, and you have the ability to update and keep up, and really make posts and stuff like that, definitely there'd be something that we could definitely talk about, and we could definitely talk about how we could collaborate under the Crowder Speaks platform. So I'm not going to be on too much longer, but I appreciate everyone who's been on with me today. But again, and I'll show you one more time, if for those that may not got a chance to see my second setup, and this is my work setup. So this is currently what I use. As I say, I get my mixer. I have my Fluid uh, studio monitors. Of course, I got other mics. My keyboard you can't see is to the right. My RD700 SX. I have another Roland keyboard. As you can see, I have my AKG P120 condenser mic, and that's what I'm using currently. And I did say that the advantage of using this is I really do not have to be on the mic to talk. I can sit back in my recliner and talk, and not. But with the XLR, sometimes you have to kind of get up on the mic to be heard, and sometimes that can be a bit much. And also, I have another condenser mic in case, and this is more of a USB mic. I don't use this. Excuse me. I don't use this because it's USB based, and I only use this if like I'm on the road and I needed to plug into my laptop, and I use it for that purposes. I don't use it for anything else other than that. I have a hub. I have my cam link. As you can tell, I have other USB 3.0 hubs. I'm gonna tell you, you need USB 3.0 hubs. Don't get anything below a USB. If you get USB 2.0, get rid of them because you need to, because the transfer rates are higher and better and more sustainable if you're going to use hubs that are USB 3.0. This one I got here is USB 3.0. It allows that transfer, doesn't give you much delay, and you're able to see all of the things in a fluid way. So I'm gonna turn the camera back, and let's see here. Let's see here. And okay, there we go. And so I appreciate everyone who has listened to me today. Hopefully, you get a chance to see this. You get a chance to look at the equipment. Again, I preference this. I believe in my maybe my discussion. I'm sorry, my description or my title. I am a beginner. So I'm just kind of walking everybody through my beginning, and I'm hoping, not hoping, in about a year, I shall be in a studio. And I'm going to be in my own studio, and I'm going to have my own studio platform, and then that's where things are just really gonna take off. But somewhere you got to start somewhere. You got to start small, and you got to start somewhere. So I'm starting, as you can tell, I'm starting in the house, and I'm starting this process here. So I'd like to thank everybody who's listened today. Please stay safe. Please make sure that you're taking care of yourself, take care of your family. And I'm very grateful for you. Please have a very safe weekend. And if I don't go live between now and Sunday or any other time, or let's say I don't do another test live, please, you all, let's keep each other in prayer. Let's try not to hold anything in our hearts that is unhealthy. I'll share this with you is that um, you know, the Lord the other day shared something with me, and He said to me that any place that I am not in is not a place for you. And when we hear the word place, sometimes we think physical, but that place is not always physical. Sometimes that place is mental. Sometimes that place is health. Sometimes that place is work. Sometimes that place is could be many other things. It could be a place of anger. It could be a place of frustration. It could be a place of whatever it is. But if God is not in it, He told me very plainly, you need to get your stuff and get out. Which means I cannot stay in a place physically or emotionally or spiritually where God is not in. And those decisions can hurt, and I would say not hurt you to hurt you in some respects, but sometimes disconnecting from people and things that are unhealthy will help us to get to our next place. So I'm hoping that you continue to follow me here on Crowder Speaks, and I hope that you continue to hit the like and share button on your if you're on YouTube or if you're on Facebook. I appreciate everyone who is here. I appreciate all that has listened, and I thank you for your patience, and I thank you for all that you have done. Again, I hope that you reverse this and look at this live again. I did share my equipment that I use, excuse me, and I did share all of the tools that I use for my equipment. And so that would be great. And so I'm going to, and again, I'm using my different banners. As you could tell, was my hand. Okay, here's the, excuse me, here's the other banner that I use as well, and I am using StreamYard, and I'm platforming right now on my personal page, Crowder Speaks, and YouTube. So if you didn't get a chance to see this on Facebook, you can look up Crowder Speaks on YouTube, and you should be able to get a hold of this video. Thank you. God bless you. And I look forward to seeing you again. And we look forward to spending more time with you here on Facebook Live, here on YouTube as well. God bless.